Derek O'Brien.
Madam, it was 2:30 in the morning on a dark night.
Well, many happy returns.
Ma'am, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
This is birthday speech.
Thank you, and we welcome you for being, at least in my tenure, the first lady on the chair. Thank you. Ma'am, it was 2:30 in the morning on a dark night in March, and the train from that time Bombay to Howrah was trundling along at 70 kilometers an hour. The steam engine driver had been given all clear for the next 3 stations, and he was trundling along. Most of the 750 passengers on the train were fast asleep. And suddenly, the steam engine driver, with his son-in-law inside the steam engine, helping him shovel the coal, saw that a 2 goods train had collided and they were on the same track as he was trundling along. He had to make a split-second decision. Either he could jump off and his son-in-law could jump off, both of them could jump off, and this train could have crashed into the goods train. But what he decided to do was to ask his son-in-law to get off, and he, at that high speed, disconnected his steam engine, or unlocked his steam engine, from the rest of the passenger bogies. Not a single passenger bogie was derailed, not a single passenger was hurt, but that one steam engine driver, Percy Carroll, died. March the 20th, 1959. 2 years later, Percy Carroll was given the Ashok Chakra. Ma'am, Percy Carroll is only one story from a family of 14 lakh people who make up the Railway Parivar. The Railway Parivar needs to be congratulated for becoming only the 4th railway in the world, after China, Russia and the Americans, to carry 1 billion tons of freight in the year. It's a huge achievement, and we congratulate the Railway Parivar. The Railway Parivar needs to be congratulated for becoming and experimenting that they can actually carry 10,000 tons on a single goods train, which few countries in the world would do. Not everyone is a Percy Carroll, but in their small way, the Railway Parivar have done so many things, 14 lakh of them, in small ways, to keep the Indian railways moving along. Some credit for these 2 large achievements could be shared by a lady who presented 4 budgets, Mamata Banerjee, and who in 1999, when she became the railway minister, figured that Indian Railways was number 2 in the world, but by the time she became a minister in 2009, Indian Railways had sadly slipped to number 3 in the world. And that's why she came up with the entire Railway Parivar, and she's the leader of that Parivar, with a Vision 2020 document to set the pace, to set the agenda for the railways. And that Vision 2020 document made the Railway Parivar a very focal point of any development which happens in the Indian Railways. What has the current Railway Minister done for this Railway Parivar? At the 2010 budget, there was a proposal for homes for all. Simple proposal is, on railway land, homes would be built for people in the Railway Parivar. So 2 things could happen. After retirement, they would all have a home, and 2 is, in this nasty age, they wouldn't be tempted to do things which were not approved. I would urge the Honorable Minister, through you, ma'am, to please, in his reply, address this core issue which affects the lives of 14 lakh people in the Railway Parivar. Ma'am, the railways is much more than just engines and tracks and signals and wires. And the best reflection of any ethos of a country is when it gets reflected in the movies. And my seniors would remember the actor Ashok Kumar going chuk chuk chuk, or when I was in school we'd watch Rajesh Khanna and Sharmila Tagore, on the hills in North Bengal, in Aradhana, Mere Sapuno Ki Rani, or the younger ones here would recall Shah Rukh Khan, Malaika Arora, more recently Ranbir Kapoor on the Ghoom Darjeeling station. The reason I'm making this point is because, in fact, when the movies start reflecting society, when the movies start reflecting the railways, that means the railways, in fact, are a heartline of India. So when we look at the railways, you can look at it as a heartline, and you also need to look at the bottom line. And I think if you look at the heartline, I want to congratulate the Railway Minister for looking at Jammu and Kashmir. We appreciate that, even though it was started a few years ago, and for looking at a part of Arunachal Pradesh. But then through you, ma'am, I want to ask the question, sir, do you have a small heart? Sir, the Prime Minister of India, no less a person, called the Maoist insurgency one of the biggest challenges India had to face. Absolute, till today, there are 50 companies of military personnel in the Jungle Mahal area. And what has happened there, sir? What has happened in those areas, sir? This is not an issue about Bengal. This is not an issue about parochialism. This is a big national issue. And I regret to let you know, sir, through you, ma'am, that ekhane jekhane amra bolchi jongol mohol jekhane ache, and I just speak for about a minute in Bengali. এখানে দেখুন ভাদুতলা থেকে ঝাগড়ম, ঝাগড়ম থেকে লালগড় 290 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট কিছু দেওয়া হয়নি। বেলদা থেকে কেশরি, গোপী থেকে নায়াগ্রাম থেকে বাড়িপাদা in the heart of Jungle Mahal কিছু দেওয়া হয়নি। ঝাগড়ম থেকে মেদিনীপুর, মেদিনীপুর থেকে পুরুলিয়া জিরো। তারপরে জেলিঙ্গামের প্ল্যান্ট দেখুন, সেখানে স্টিল অথরিটি অফ ইন্ডিয়া, সেখানে ইন্ডিয়ান রেল আর সেখানে ভারত সরকার একসাথে একটা প্ল্যান করছিল, সেখানে অ্যাবসলিউটলি জিরো। ডিমু ওয়ার্কশপ ইন হলদিয়া, ওখানে 10 কোটি টাকা দেওয়া হয়েছে, 120 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট, প্রায় 60% কমপ্লিট। ওই কাজটা ইচ্ছে করে আটকানো হয়েছে। এখন আমাদের বলা হচ্ছে যে ওখানে নাকি রাস্তা পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না। রাস্তা পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না মানে কি? আমি বলছি, চ্যালেঞ্জ করে বলছি আমাদের রেল মন্ত্রীকে যে ওখানে হলদিয়া ডেভেলপমেন্ট অথরিটিকে কোনো চিঠিও লেখা নেই। চিঠি লেখা হয়নি তো পারমিশন কি দেবে হলদিয়া ডেভেলপমেন্ট অথরিটি? ডাংকুনি থেকে ফুরফুর শরীফ 535 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট, 535 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট দেওয়া হয়েছে 5 কোটি টাকা। So this is the point about Jungle Mahal, and this is a social project. These are social projects. So that's the second point we make. Let me move on to this great myth which is often promoted, which says for safety and for passenger amenities, you can only get good safety and passenger amenities if you push the passenger fares up. In other words, if you keep the passenger fares the same, safety will suffer, amenities will suffer. This is a myth. This is a fallacy. And let me, on the floor of this house, try and explain, ma'am, through you to the Railway Minister, what is the fallacy. First myth, 24,000 crores is the loss on passenger fares. We dispute this figure. 24,000 crores, depends how you look at it. If you look at certain distributed costs, and if you look at certain operational costs, and if you put that onto the passenger fares will look to lose more than they actually are. Our contention is that figure may be sub 10,000. Then what is the thinking of putting this big minus figure on passenger fares? I'll tell you. One is you create, as has been suggested in this budget, you create later this traffic regulatory authority which will finally monitor these fares, who are not answerable to Parliament. And what will really happen as a result? The fares will go up and up and up. It's a very simple solution. I want to use an allied example in a totally different field. Let's take the newspaper, ma'am. The newspaper we read today, and I'm giving you a simple example so most of us can understand. A newspaper we read today is about 14 or 15 rupees each copy. And yet, we get the newspaper for 2 rupiah or 3 rupiah a copy. Why? The simple concept of cross-subsidy. Somebody is subsidizing the cost of your newspaper, in the newspaper's case the advertiser, so that's why you're paying 2 and 3 rupees and not 14 rupees. The one most interesting fact, since I was, for 2 years before I became a member of parliament, I had the opportunity to be the chairman of the Passenger Services Committee. And the one figure which really shocked me, I remember about the second day I walked into my office, was that how much percentage, and I'm still on passengers, how much is the percentage of passengers who travel on Rajdhani, Shatabdi, Duronto, and all the ACs put together and all the first classes put together, all of them, means non-AC sleeper and suburban. That figure for all that is 1%. 1% of your passengers are traveling on that. But the balance 85-90% is the voiceless people who don't really have a voice. We have no problem if you want to have executive lounges and Wi-Fi, all very good. But spare a thought for those 85 to 90% of the people who are traveling by ordinary second class. So ma'am, one more point before I move on from passengers. And I'm reading from March the 8th, not too long ago. Honorable Member Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar had asked a question to the Minister of Railways. And I'm reading, what is the present status of losses suffered by the Indian Railways? This is Rajya Sabha, 8th of March. And here's the answer. Indian Railways did not suffer any loss and generated resources of 7,600 crores in 11-12, and in 12-13 will generate 17,000 crores of surplus.
So the cat is out of the bag.
Sir,
Cat is out of the bag.
Sir,
No, man, let him speak.
there's a very popular, the world's most popular video ever on YouTube. It's called something called Gangnam Style, made in South. You're familiar with music, ma'am? Gangnam Style, the Korean video. So we've coming out with an Indian equivalent, we thought, of the way we're going, which is called Congress Style. And now let me give you a few examples. Congress Style. What is Congress Style? No supposed hike in the railway budget, but on January the 21st, about 5 weeks before the budget, they hike the passenger fares by 21%. I hate to think what would have happened if they hiked the fares on the 31st of January and not the 21st. Then the hike would have been 31%, but it was 21%. So the Honorable Minister is here, and I'm happy you're here and listening to what we have to say. So hike was announced 1 week before. Then we come to the hidden fees. The hidden fare hike, the fuel surcharge, the supplementary fee, the reservation fee, and the tatkal. Now, there's no PowerPoint here in Rajya Sabha, but this is a simple sheet which summarizes the hikes by traveling by train today. And the one specific one which we have a major quibble with, is the cancellation fee. Now, the cancellation fee hikes, which have gone up from, in some cases, from 50 to 100%. Now, this is a major pain, and please consider this, Mr. Minister. In the cancellation fee hikes, sometimes passengers are waitlisted, 500, 600 waitlisted. You can imagine after that the cancellation fees, what will happen to the cancellation fees. And if you add all these numbers up, you know what extra revenue this is generating for the Indian Railways? 400 crores. 400 crores, this is your extra revenue. Let me not play politics, as I haven't done it so far in my speech. Let me instead, in a bipartisan way, get to some ideas which we want to share. If you go back to that Vision 2020 document, and I say this with all respect, the Honorable Minister has been a minister for about 100 days. That Vision 2020 document, madam, is 81 pages. If he had read one page every day for those 100 days, I promise you he'd have been enriched. Because the Vision 2020 document, which was set up under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee in 2009, set out broadly 3 broad parameters. 1, you need to increase freight, and it told you what are the different ways you could do it. 2, you need to do mass transit system, and 3, speed trains. Nothing on speed trains today. But let's talk about specifically freight. Now, the first suggestion we want to make, because again, it's the target you put for yourself is a 3 to 3.5% freight, and where are you going to get your money else from is passenger. Here's a simple first a fact about freight and then the solution. Ma'am, today, if you want to book any consignment on the Indian Railways, if it's a 1,000-ton consignment, you can't move it on the Indian Railways. If it's a 1,500-ton, you can't move it. If it's 2,000-ton, you can't move it. If it's 2,500-ton on a 6 carrying capacity, you can't move it. The minimum requirement for moving freight on a 6 carrying capacity on the Indian Railways is 2,700 tons. And in an 8 carrying capacity, it's 2,800 tons. Now, what's the problem here and what's the suggestion? The problem is it's too large a consignment. So today, the solution for this is to look at the railways booking smaller consignments, officially booking smaller consignments. And don't tell me, Mr. Minister, that you can actually book smaller consignments, because you can. I've got 500, you've got 600, someone's got 700, someone's got 400, you get a dalal, you put it together, and that's how you get 2,700. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about explore the idea of smaller consignments. That's one solution. Your freight income will go up. And the second one, which was suggested after Vision 2020 and by Mamta Banerjee, there was a pilot done. I would urge the Honorable Railway Minister, ma'am, through you, to consider the concept of Ro-Ro, which has only been done a pilot, I think, on Konkan. What is the concept of Ro-Ro? Today, Balbir Sahab was mentioning in his speech and some other speakers on the road transport. Now, do you want to compete with road or do you want to partner road? Our proposition is you can partner road. And how do we suggest you partner road? You call it a concept of Ro-Ro, which is already done a pilot. There's no mention of it in this budget speech. You have to move goods by truck. So you move the goods by truck from point A to point B. Then the entire truck is put onto a wagon. It moves from point B to point C. Then the truck gets off and goes from point C to point B, which is its destination. Sir, these are ideas. These ideas have been tested, but the Lord knows the reasons may be political or for whatever reason. I would urge the Honorable Minister in a bipartisan way to look at some of these ideas and to try and implement some of these ideas rather than only putting the meter down when it comes to passengers. Sir, we've had our share of railway ministers in the past, and we understand and we appreciate that you get a lot of requests for new trains, new lines, and we have no grudge that 3 MPs or 4 MPs are happy, and I'm not going to mention those constituencies, but what you heard in the Lok Sabha when you were announcing, it's not only about one city or one state, it's across the country. You talk about Bengal, you talk about Tamil Nadu, you talk about Bihar, you talk about Orissa, you talk about UP. Everyone, by and large, was very, very unhappy. Sir, and what really happened for Bengal? Let me tell you what happened. In September, because of FDI in retail, because of diesel prices going up, because of other prices going up, because of LPG subsidy, Trinamool Congress moved out in September. And what happens? Then the Congress get down to sub 250 seats. So what do? Here's their big chance. Throttle Bengal. And let me give you facts. First on Bengal, let me give you a statistic. 20% of the zonal headquarters of Indian Railways are in Bengal. Because 3 out of the 17, Southeastern Railway, Eastern Railway and Metro are in Bengal. So 20% are in Bengal. So that's why Bengal is a priority. And the last 4 budgets had raised the hopes and aspirations of the people of Bengal. Bengal got 5 out of 67. One bi-weekly became twice a week. Sir, one of those focuses of that Vision 2020 document, which I go back to, was a mass transport system, the MTS. And the only underground railway today run by the Indian Railways is the Metro Railway of Bengal. And what did this cruel railway minister do to those Metro Railway projects? The previous speaker, the Honorable MP from the left, was trying to play politics. I'm not playing politics here. I'm only going to give you figures, then you judge for yourselves. And with your permission, I'll give you these figures. The next 1-2 minutes of my speech will be in Bangla. Metro project, Kolkata Metro project, নোয়াপাড়া থেকে এয়ারপোর্ট থেকে বারাসত 2400 কোটি you've given 170. I'll try Hindi even though my Hindi is very bad. এয়ারপোর্ট থেকে নিউ গড়িয়া 4000 কোটির প্রজেক্ট দিয়েছে 250 কোটি। দমদম থেকে ব্যারাকপুর থেকে নোয়াপাড়া अगेन মেট্রো 3000 কোটির প্রজেক্ট দিয়েছে 30 কোটি। জোকা থেকে বিবিডি বাগ 2600 কোটি টাকা প্রজেক্ট দিয়েছে 1.7%, 1.7%, 45 crores. East West, since you spoke about East West, is a 400-800 कोटी project, 4,800 रुपया. They've given 10 crores, 4,800 crores. 10 crores has been given to Bengal. Railway wagon, 16,000 railway wagons are manufactured every year. Maybe a coincidence that out of the top 10, 7 are in Bengal of these manufacturing companies. Texmaco, Bestco, Jupiter, Burn Standard, Jessup, Braithwaite, all in Bengal. Not a mention. Either they want to have 1 lakh people lose their jobs there, or they want to make those industries sick. And I haven't finished with Bengal. Eastern Railway, where those projects were announced, if you look at the outlays, the percentage of the outlays compared to what the project cost, it's all between 0.1% and 5%, 0.1 and 5. Dankuni, Lokhikantopur to Namkhana, Tarakeshwar থেকে বিষ্ণুপুর, হাসনাবাদ থেকে হিন্ডনগঞ্জ থেকে সুন্দরবন, তারপরে ওইদিকে কৃষ্ণনগর থেকে করিমপুর, তারকেশ্বর থেকে ফুলপুর শরীফ, আজিমগঞ্জ, কাঁচরাপাড়া দেখুন 800 কোটি টাকার প্রজেক্ট দিয়েছে 2 কোটি টাকা। So overall, if you see, compared to what was there, the total cost, 1 to 2% has been given. Madam, Paresh Nathwani is a kite dealer from Kandivali. He performs a singular social service. He provides free shrouds for those killed by train accidents on the suburban trains of Mumbai. About 10 years ago, Paresh saw a man run over by a train on Grant Road. The railway workers tore down an advertising banner to cover the body with a shroud. Nathwani was touched, and till today he continues a social service. He actually goes to 4 of these stations, including Andheri, which gets 10 shrouds every week. The other shrouds, he gives 2 shrouds a week. He runs through 650 yards of cloth every year. But it is not enough. It's a long way from enough. The trains of Bombay, Mumbai, kill 4,000 people every day. This is Suketu Mehta from his book Maximum City. Sir, safety. A year. Thanks, Manish. I correct that, ma'am. 4,000 people a year. Sorry. Because I was reading. Okay. There were other figures in my speech. All those figures are fine. It's not 4,000 killed in Bombay every day. God willing, it's 4,000 a year. Now, safety is an issue. Unmanned level crossings, the wall which is supposed to be in Bombay, even other safety issues like anti-collision device. We've been playing and toying around with the anti-collision device. Please, the pilot for the anti-collision device is already in place, it's already tested. Please don't come up with new harebrained schemes of testing the European model of TPWS. It's 15 times more expensive and it may not work. Signaling is the one focus area where we need to focus, because for safety, not only safety, but for faster train movements. Sir, in conclusion, since independence, so many rail ministers have each been given an opportunity to leave their imprints on the history, not only of the Indian Railways, but of our great nation. And they've come up with at least one big, memorable, workable idea in a budget, which has stayed on for 40, 50 years. N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, our second railway minister, came up with a great idea, which has still stayed in today, which is the concept of railway zones. Madhu Dandavate, may his soul rest in peace, came up with the idea of removing the wood from sleeper and putting it foam instead. That's another huge, big idea. Madhav Rao Scindia came up with the idea of IT and truly introduced IT into the Indian Railways. Sadly, today the IT, because of these different departments, are pulling at different ways, but the first idea came from Madhav Rao Scindia. Nitish Kumar came up with a concept which will be remembered 50 years from now, and all credit to him for the Tatkal scheme. That was his big idea. Lalu Prasad Yadav came up with the Garib Rath. Mamta Banerjee, to my mind, at least 3 big ideas. One was the Vision 2020 document. 2, the Duronto Express, because remember there was Rajdhani in 69, Shatabdi in 77, and from 77 to 2009, there was no new concept of a train. So Duronto is an idea here to stay. And of course, the Izzat passes for people who are below the poverty line. That's another idea which Mamta Banerjee gave the Indian Railways. I ask the Honorable Minister, through you, sir, like the previous ministers, one last question. We know that he's ignored Jungle Mahal and those Maoist-infected areas. We know that he's throttled Bengal. We know that he hasn't spread the railways across the country. But please tell us, what is that one big idea in his budget which will be remembered? Forget about 25 years, forget about 25 months. Will it be remembered even for 25 days? Thank you, sir.